Alright guys, so before this video starts, I just want to point something out real quick. I have a community called the SGB618 community and not a lot of people know about it. So I would really like you guys, and it would be so awesome if you guys can join that community. You'll be able to see some of my content early, some of the time, if that even makes sense what I just said. We can chat on public chats. You will be able to not only talk to myself, but also you'll be able to talk to anybody else, or that's in the community. We can talk about, you can send pictures to me and I can send pictures to you, and it's just awesome. And for the people that like my content but don't really watch YouTube that much, then this community will be fine for you, because you will still be able to keep up with me without having to go on YouTube. So yeah, make sure that you do that. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Hey, what's up you guys, this is SGB618 here, and today I am going to be doing my top 5 list of my favourite karts in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So this is quite obviously my opinion, and this isn't really statistics because I don't really do that a lot on top 10s and top 5s, etc. Yeah, so this is basically my opinion. The factors that I will be taking into account is the karts itself, like the way that it looks and how useful it is, like in online battles and in races in general. I mean, I could be talking about stats, but that's not the main thing that we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, if you think that I missed out any karts on the list, then please make sure to comment down below your top 5 favorite Mario Karts, because I will be very interested to know what you guys think of this stuff. But without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, so first off we're going to start off with the circuit special. Now at first glance, for the people that played Mario Kart Wii back in the day, this does look like the Sprinter, I think it's called. I can't remember, but it does act a lot like it, especially on the racetrack. First off, I think it looks really sick. I really love the fact that it kind of looks like an F1 car. And do you know what? Especially speed, like no matter what wheels you use, it's just really, really fast. I will say the cyber slick wheels with this kart combination, like in general, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, the handling isn't the best in the world, but you're going to be going at Sonic speeds. Like, forget Sonic being in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, like, we got this car. Yeah, I think it has a really cool design, and one thing that I really like, some karts actually do this, but depending on what character you choose, the colour of this kart will be different, which is actually very nice, taking very good inspiration from the standard car, which is also a pretty good car and an honourable mention for this video. So if you guys want to go online and play like with a kart with any character, then this is a good all-around card that isn't just exclusively good to one weight class, if you know what I mean. Alright guys, so this one is a little bit of a weird one, but at number 4 we've got the GLA. Now, quite obviously, this is not a Mario Kart. This is a DLC that was dropped in the original that they brought over from, that they brought it over to, and they pretty much turned it into a Mario Kart. So this is a real life car that's in Mario Kart, which is really cool. But that's already a sick concept. But even taking that into account, like even just using this car is sick, because if you see the speed on this thing, it is so ridiculous. Now I will say it's not great with heavyweights. This kart with heavyweights is probably going to be the worst acceleration, the worst handling, and the worst grip you can possibly ask for. And you'll just be sliding all around the track, and who actually wants that? But when it comes to speed and weight, which is really good, especially for battle mode, no one's going to be touching you. Like, seriously, like, no, despite the wheels that you pick. Like, this car Bowser and maybe the Triforce wheels or something like that, just as an example. Any wheels, any glider. On battle mode, it's great. On battle mode, that's pretty much like the best combo, but on races, it's pretty terrible. And in terms of looks, it is really cool. And another thing, this I did explain this in the number 5 pick on the list, but depending on what character you pick, it's also depending on what color your car is, which is really cool, and I really like that as well. So this is another car I would recommend using, especially for the people who prefer more realistic racing games that are giving Mario Kart 8 Deluxe a try. And yeah. Right, so at number 3 we have the B Dasher. Now this game did not originate from Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This actually came from Mario Kart DS, which is one of my favorite games ever. Like seriously, if you haven't played that game, seriously play it. Anyway, B Dasher used to be my favorite car before Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out. And do you know what? It's still great. Like it still maintains the stats that it had in Mario Kart DS, which is quite obviously good, because in terms of statistics, or Big Shaq would say statistics, it's got everything good. Like, yeah, it says that the speed stat is like right in half, but since that like depending on what character you pick, because like if you pick a medium weight with this, it's all of the stats are quite balanced, which is good. One of the main features in Mario Kart is that if your car combination is nice and balanced, then you should be okay in the race, because everything is pretty decent. Yeah, it's not as fast as the GLA, which is slightly unfortunate, but it will get you more wins than the GLA heavy combo that I mentioned before, because the handling, the speed, well, okay, not the speed, but the acceleration, the handling and the grip would be much better, so just keep that in mind. This doesn't have multiple colors that I mentioned before, but that's absolutely fine because the car already looks really cool. I will say, don't use this car on lightweights, because the acceleration isn't great, and also lightweights in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe aren't very good. But taking out statistics, which I already did for this video, this is a very cool car. It looks so awesome. It looks like a proper race car that you'll use in real life, and it's just sick. Like if you rolled through with this online, people will be afraid of you because they're like, no, this guy knows what he's doing. That's how great this car is. So my second favourite car in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the Splat Buggy. Now I know what a lot of people might be saying. Oh, why didn't you pick the Ink Striker? Well, as much as I really do like that bike thing, that quadruped bike, I forgot the name of it, just came straight out of my head, whatever. Ink Striker's great, but I prefer the Splat Buggy simply because I used it more, and also I think it looks cooler. I know that loads of people think that the Ink Striker looks cooler, but that's obviously personal preference. This car right here is a beast. Seriously, especially on battle mode, that is where this car really shines, because the drifting on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. Like, despite what character you use on it, like light, medium or heavy, it really doesn't matter because this car is just sick. I really do love the fact that when you drift with it and you get a mini turbo boost from it, the ink at the back, like the ink tank, will just splash out with ink instead of like straight up fuel or whatever it is. I think that's a really nice Splatoon touch that they actually did there. And also, if you look close enough to the detail on this car, it's actually sick, because any Splatoon fan that picks up this game and chooses the Splat Buggy will see so many references from the game. Like, there's like so many item icons. There's actually a straight up squid icon on there. You wouldn't see it at first glance, but if you zoom into it, there's nice little Splatoon Easter eggs in there for sure. In terms of statistics, all of the wheels are pretty decent with it. However, it, it's just depending on your style. So if you want to go really fast with this Splat Buggy, then you would probably choose like the slick tires for an example. But if you want something that's more good with acceleration, then you might want to use the button wheels. You see what I mean? So it's just depending on what's your style in terms of racing. But overall, I really do like the Splat Buggy. And at number 1, my favourite Mario Kart 8 Deluxe kart is the PWing. Now, just as a little joke, let me just explain something to you. Do you know how long it took me to realise why it's called the PWing? Because if you look on the side of the car, you can actually see wings that are from the PWing itself from Super Mario Bros. 3. It took me so long to realise that. First off, I saw this car and I was like, what is that? I purchased that DLC and I raced that car straight away on Mute City. It's just amazing. I thought that was actually from F-Zero when I first got it. Yeah, seriously, it took me so long to realise that it was called the P-Wing because it had wings. And also the colour, come to think of it. Okay, kart combinations. With regular sized wheels like the normal blue, the wooden, sponge, etc. It's great. I would not recommend it as much with like massive wheels like the Cushion or the Funky Monster, simply because the acceleration and the speed isn't exactly great, but everything else is pretty much fine. This is one of the very few karts in the game that works with any weight and any kart combination that you may have, so you can pretty much go absolutely random and crazy with the P-Wing because it's overall a great car, so you don't even need to worry about that. So it doesn't have multiple colours, but I really don't mind it because it looks sick, and that is probably the main reason why this is my favourite car in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It is literally so attractive and it looks so sick. I wish it was real. It looks like a Hot Wheels car, and I absolutely love Hot Wheels cars. Well, I used to collect them, but it looks so futuristic, right? But it looks so realistic at the same time. It's like, how does that even work? I'm finding it hard to explain the design of it, but you guys pretty much get the gist of it. It just looks so amazing. And that is why it's my favourite car to use in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure that you smash the like button and subscribe for some more content. Comment down below your top 5 list of your favourite karts to use in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I will be very interested to know. Please make sure that you go on my Amino community, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And yeah, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.